Good morning, class, or good evening, whenever you're watching this. Today's video lecture is on Chapter 6 from the Business Math text, and it's all about percents. Two learning objectives in Section 6-1. Write a whole number, fraction, or decimal as a percent. Write a decimal as a whole number, fraction, or decimal. Writing a whole number, fraction, or decimal as a percent. Percents are used to calculate markdowns, markups, discounts, and many other business applications. So we all know when something's 10% off, you know how to deduct that, right? Well, if you don't, we're going to learn how to do that here. Another example is tipping. When you go to a restaurant, you also use percentages to determine how much of a tip you're going to give to your waiter. Percents are used to calculate markdowns, markups, discounts, and many other business applications. Hundredths and percents have the same meaning, per hundred. And percent, right here, percent is actually it has an Italian root to it, per cento, and that means for every 100. So that's where you get percent. So whenever we're thinking about percent, you're always going to think in units of 100. And 100 representing the whole amount. 100% is the same as one whole quantity. So 100% equals 1. And of course, 200% is representative of double, 300% is triple, etc. When we multiply a number by 1, the product has the same value as the original number. N times 1 equals n. If 1 equals 100, then half of 100 equals 50%. If 1 equals 100, then 0.5 times 100 equals 0.50% or 50%. In each case, when we multiply by 1 in some form, the value of the product is equivalent to the value of the original number, even though the product looks different. Multiply the number by 1 in the form of 100%. The product has a percent symbol. Example, write 60.65 as a percent. Sorry. So all you need to do is just get the, when you're multiplying by 100, all you're doing is just taking this decimal and moving it 2 spaces to the right, okay? When you're doing that specifically, and then you add the percentage sign. You can do it on a calculator too, 0.65 times 100%, and you'll get 65. Or just by times 100, and then you add the percent. Write the decimal or whole number as a percent. So when you're multiplying this, remember you got to move it 1 and then 2 units to the right when you're multiplying by 100%. So then 0.98 turns into 98%. 1.52, 2 units over to the right, 152%. 0.4, you take the decimal, move it 2 spaces over, and that'll give you 4%. 500%, because you want to pretend like there's a decimal here. And then 0.003 is going to be 0.3, and then they didn't add the percentage, but pretend like there's one there. Some examples more. A 0.48 is 48%. 7.16 is equal to 716%. 0.0034 equals 0.34%. And here's some more examples. You have a quarter equals to a quarter times 100% over 1, and that's 25%. So really all you did is you just split this 100% into fourths to get 25%. For the following, change the mixed number to an improper fraction and multiply by 100. So 3 halves equals 7/2, because 2 times 3 plus 1 equals 7. You move over the denominator. Times 100% over 1. 7 times 100% is 700. 2 times 1 is 2. and then half of 700 is 350%. Some more examples. 3 over 8 is equal to 37.5. Sorry. 7 over 8 equals 87.5. And 3 over 4 is 75%. When a number is divided by 1, the quotient has the same value as the original number. Which basically means 10 over 1 is 10. 20 over 1 is 20. So it's the same thing. Like whenever you have any number over 1, it's just a refresher that it is that same number in the top, the numerator. We can also use the fact that n divided by 1 equals n to change percents to numerical equivalents. 50% divided by 100% equals, put a 50% over 100%, or 50 over 100 equals half. 50% over 100 equals 50 over 100, removing the percent signs equals 0.50 or 0.5. Divide by 1 in the form of 100% or multiply by 1 over 100%. The quotient does not have the percent symbol. To divide by 100 mentally, remove the decimal point 2 places to the left. So some examples. If you have 37 divided by 100, you just move the decimal point over. So you have to pretend like here you had the decimal point, 37%, and then you just move it, boom, 2 over to the left. And then you get 0.37. Same thing here. You put it there, and now you got 1.27. In multiplying fractions, reduce or cancel common factors from a numerical to a denominator. Percent signs also cancel. Division is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of the divisor. Similarly, percent divided by percent equals 1. As an example, 65% divided by 100%. So you put 65% divided by 1, and then the reciprocal, 1 over 100%. Remember, reciprocal means opposite. And then when you work it out, it ends up being 13 over 20. Reduced. Section 6-2, learning outcomes. Identify the rate, base, and portion in percent problems. Use the percentage formula to find the unknown value when 2 values are known. So in the formula, P equals R times B. P refers to portion if it represents a portion of the base. B refers to the base, the original number, or one entire quantity. R refers to the rate, a percent that tells us how the base and portion are related. To find the portion, multiply the rate by the base. 60 people are registered for this course, and 25% are Spanish speaking. What number of students are Spanish speaking? Identify the base and identify the rate. Use the solution plan to find the answer. So the way I'm doing it right now in my head is 25% I know is a quarter, right? Half of 60 is 30. Half of 30 is 15, and that's how I would approach it. What are you looking for? The number of Spanish-speaking students. And what do you know? The base is 60 and the rate is 25% or 0.25. So then you create a solution plan now. 60 times 25% or 0.25. P equals 15. 15 of the students are Spanish-speaking. If 40% of the registered voters in a community are of 5,600 are Democrats, how many voters are Democrats? 2,240. If 58% of the office workers prefer diet soda and there are 600 workers, how many prefer diet soda? So again, you do the same thing when you multiply 58% or 0.58 times 600 and you get 348. In the formula P equals R times B, to find B, change the formula to B equals P divided by R. To find the original number, divide the portion by the rate. So as an example, 40% or 90 dinners preferred outdoor dinners preferred outdoor seating at the new restaurant diners. How many diners were interviewed in all? What are you looking for? The total number of diners surveyed, or people that go to a restaurant. What do you know? The portion is 90 and the rate is 40%. So now you solve. Remember, base equals P divided by R. So base equals 90 divided by 40%. And then you get B, which equals to 225. In the conclusion, 225 diners were interviewed. Another example, 1,700 dentists attending a convention last month prefer fluoride treatments for preschoolers. That's 4 out of every 5 dentists. How many dentists attended in all? 2,125. 80% or 560 of our current clients take advantage of our cash discount program for prompt payment. What is our current client base? 700. In the formula P equals R times B, to find R, change the formula to R equals P divided by B. To find the rate, divide the portion by the base. So as an example, 55 insurance agents were able to meet with their clients to inform them of policy changes. Of 220 agents, what percent does this represent? What are you looking for? The percent of rate of agents that talk to their clients. What you know already is that the base or total number of agents and the portion that talk to their clients. So now we solve. R equals P divided by B. R equals 55 divided by 220 because it's 55 insurance agents over 220 agents. So now we know B equals 0.25, and the conclusion is that 25% of the agents talk to their clients. Another example, the plant foreperson reported that 873 of the 900 items tested met the quality control specifications for production. What is the rate of acceptable items? 97%. In the new product focus group, 6,700 of the 8,375 customers rated the product as very good or superior. What was the rate? When you work that out, it's 80%. You may need identify the rate, base, and portion in percent problems. You may need to find one of the elements, rate, base, or portion, when you know the other two. Read the problem to identify the missing element. So as an example, 30% of 70 is what number? 30% is the rate, 70% is the base. Well, you're looking for P, or the portion. So P equals R times B, rate times base. P equals 0.3, which is the rate, same as 30%, times 70, which is the base, equals 21. You may need to find one of the elements, rate, base, or portion, when you know the other two. Read the problem to identify the missing element. So you want to try to know, are you looking for the portion, the base, or the rate? And this is actually a good slide if you want to do like a snapshot of it and save it just in case you'll need it for the quiz. Hint, it would be a good one to keep handy. Identify what's missing and then solve the problem using the correct formula. 60 is what percent of 80? R equals P over B. R equals 60 over 80, so it's 75. 35% of 350 is what? P equals R divided by B. P equals 0.35 times 350, so that equals 122.5. 25% of what number is 125? B equals R divided, P divided by R. B equals 125 over 0.25 or 25%, which equals 500. So you see you have the three different types. R equals P over B, P equals R times B, B equals P over R. Section 6-3, find the amount of increase or decrease in percent problems. Find the new amount directly in percent problems. Find the rate or the base in increase or decrease problems. Examples of increase in business applications include sales tax, raise in salary, or markup on a wholesale price. Amount of the increase equals new amount minus the beginning amount. So as an example, Joe's salary has been $400 a week. Beginning next month, it will be $450 a week. The amount of the increase is $50 a week. Examples of decreases include payroll deductions, markdowns, and discount on sales items. Amount of decrease equals the beginning amount minus the new amount. So as an example, Roxanne's new purse originally cost $60, but was on sale when she bought it on Saturday for $39.99. The amount of the decrease is $20.01. The amount of change is a percent of original or beginning amount. Find the amount, increase or decrease from a percent of change by identifying the original or beginning amount and the percent or rate of change. Multiplying the decimal equivalent of the rate of change by the original or beginning amount. Your company, and this is an example, your company has announced a 1.5% cost of living raise for all employees next month. Your monthly salary is currently $2,300. Starting next month, what will your new salary be? I'm sorry. Current salary is $2,300 a month. Rate of change is 1.5%. The amount of the raise is equal to the percent of the change times the original amount. So you can do 0.015 times 2,300, which equals $3,450 a month. Add $3,450 to the original amount of 2,300 to identify the new amount. And the new amount is 2,334. And if I remember correctly, there's also a different way of doing this. You could also multiply, whenever you're multiplying up, you can always do this also, so that you don't have to do all these additional steps. When you multiply, when you see a percent here, and you know it's a positive number and you're adding to an amount, you can multiply, for example, you can do this on your calculator, and see. So you got the 2,300, and then you multiply that on your calculator by 1.015. Okay? So what happens when you do that, you got 2,300 times 1.015, and you get 2,000 $334.50. So why does that work? That works because you're multiplying 2,300 times 1, right? Which is itself again. And then you're also adding 1.5%, which is this part here. So by adding it together, you get the final amount without knowing the amount of the increase. But this way, the way that it's presented here in the presentation is the way you should do it. But that's just a quick way for you to determine an increase. Often in increase or decrease problems, we are more interested in a new amount rather than the amount of change. First, find the new amount by adding or subtracting percents first. The original or beginning amount is always considered to be the base and is 100% of itself. Find the rate of the new amount. For increase, 100% plus the rate of the increase. For decrease, 100% minus the rate of decrease. Find the new amount. P equals R times V. New amount equals rate of new amount times original amount. Medical assistants are to receive a 9% increase in wages per hour. If they're making $15.25, what is the new per hour salary to the nearest cent? Rate of the new amount equals 100 times rate of the increase. Rate of the new amount equals 100% plus 9%, which is 109. The new amount is $15.25 times 109%. Change 109% to its decimal equivalent, which is this, 1.09. Remember, that's like the example that I gave you in the previous slide. 109, 1.09 times $15.25 equals $16.62. A new pair of jeans that costs $49.99 is advertised at 70% off. What is the sales price to the nearest cent of the jean? So then you have the rate of the new amount, which is 100%. The rate of the decrease, also, you have it. So 100% minus 70% equals 30%. The new amount equals the rate of the new amount times the original amount. New amount equals 30% times $49.99. New amount equals 0.3 times $49.99 equals $14.99. So the new amount is $15 when you round it. The property taxes at your business office will go up 5% next year. Currently, you pay $3,400. How much will you have to pay next year? $3,570. And then you just do that by taking 3,400 times 1.05. Because remember, we're increasing. A wholesaler is offering you a 20% discount if you purchase new inventory before the 15th of the month. If your normal invoice is $3,600, how much would you pay if you got the discount? That comes out to $2,880. To find the rate of increase or decrease, use the percentage formula. R equals P over B. Rate equals the amount of the change divided by the original amount. To find the base or original amount, use the percentage formula. B equals P divided by R. Base equals the amount of change divided by the rate of change. During the month of May, a graphic artist made a profit of $1,525. In June, she made a profit of $1,708. What is the percent of the increase? So you're looking for the percent of the increase. We know $1,525 was the original amount. New amount is $1,708. Solution plan. To find the amount of the increase, you find the percent of the increase, which is 0.25. So now you solve. 1,708 minus 1,525 equals 183. Then you take 183 divided by 1,525, which equals 0.12 or 12%. The rate of the increase in profit is 12%. Some examples: a popular detergent cost $5.99 last Saturday, but today the same detergent costs $7.50. What is the percent of the increase? 25.2%. Sales in the East region were 10,800 in January and dropped to 9,700 in February. What is the rate of decrease from January to February? 10.2%. And this concludes the presentation for Chapter 6. If you have any questions about this, as always, please feel free to contact me at any time. Thank you for watching and have a great day.